Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Leesburg. I am Larry Branch, and I am a member of this spiritual community. Our time for this year is 2020 Spiritual Vision. This month, our focus is Celebrating Divine Truth. The title for the talk today is Cultivating Light. Charlene Banks, one of our spiritual practitioners, will be giving the talk. Right now, we open our sacred space together, setting our intentions for our service and bringing our awareness to our unity and oneness, which is represented by this one lit candle. Let us close our eyes now as we bless this service today. Together, let us recognize the divine presence that moves through all things and know that this presence of love expresses as each of us in a unique and beautiful ways. I know that we are blessed by this time together and that we are each renewed in our remembrance of love, peace, wholeness, and connection. I give thanks for everyone in attendance and for everyone who has made our service possible today. May the energy of love that is generated here bless us all abundantly. And so it is. Please feel free to add to the chat or in the comments any prayer requests that you would like to be included later on in the service in our community spiritual mind treatment, which is our form of affirmative prayer. We turn now to blessing the contributions and donations that are shared today for our center. There are many ways to give. If you will notice at the bottom of the screen, you can text your donation to 703-940-9260, or you can give to Cash App by sending it to $CSL Leesburg, or by mailing a check to P.O. Box 1830, Leesburg, Virginia 20177. And if you like using PayPal, send it to info@cslleesburg.org. At CSL Leesburg, we believe in the law of circulation. We know that all that is shared with our center blesses us and all who give. We are a tithing community, and in addition to helping us pay for our expenses, which continue, even though we aren't meeting in person, we also tithe to our home organization as well as organizations that inspire us and help to further our vision of helping create a world that works for everyone. We thank you for your support. Let us read together this affirmation at the top of our screen. The presence of Spirit within me blesses everyone I meet, tends to heal everything I touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone I contact. Therefore, I am a blessing to myself, to humankind, and to the day in which I live. And now we move into our time of meditation with Charlene Banks.
Thank you, Larry. So beautiful. Thank you for opening service. And just as a quick look ahead toward this service, before we go into our time of meditation, I want to remind you all that at the end of the service, we will be doing our candle ceremony. So if you want to take some time, either now or right after meditation, and go grab a candle and keep it nearby with something to light it with, that would be great. So with that being said, please just join me, close your eyes, and go within. And with a nice deep grounding breath, we bring our attention inward. For this is the time of the year where the night is the longest part of the day. That kind of inspires us to go within, to close our eyes, to use this darkness to simulate that inward journey where we go within, where there is only that still small voice within us. And as we breathe in and out, gathering our awareness and just centering it within the center of our being, we allow anything unlike the presence of spirit to just fade away. And in this space, we relax. Now, for some of us, it may be easy enough to just close our eyes and relax. But for others, I invite you to join me in this practice of tensing up all of our muscles. We're going to clench our fists together and kind of just take every muscle in your body and make it really tight. And then we'll hold it and then let go. So join me in, as I count to 3, just tense everything, even your face muscles up. 1, 2, 3. Hold it for a bit. Release. Now allowing our shoulders to just fall comfortably. Our face muscles just relax. Feel free to do this process of tense and release more if you need it. And if not, just breathing into that space. Allowing that sense of the divine to just wash over your being. Feel it entering from your crown and just showering that warm tingle, that glow that makes you know that you are loved. Letting it just wash over your body, from your neck down to your shoulders, down throughout your entire torso, and then pushing its way through your legs and onwards, out the bottoms of your feet, rooted, planted firmly in this earth. We are the divine, imbued by the love and the light of the divine as it moves through our very being as we breathe in and out. That knowing, that flooding of divine energy flowing uninterrupted through each and every fiber of our being, pulsing as our life force, breathing as us, through us. Just bathe in this experience for some minutes as I quiet my voice. to breathe us, inspire us. For the very word inspire means to breathe. I call our attention back into the room, into this very moment, into the present. As we open our eyes, slowly gazing with a soft gaze, the surroundings that we are so blessed to be put in. I simply say, thank you, life. Thank you, God. And so it is. And now I invite you to listen to our wonderful musical inspiration, Aaron and Dan of Soul Pajamas.
How many candles will be lit this night? How many hearts will be warm? The air is crisp and the stars are bright. The cast of the light, the children's delight. The town is completely transformed. As the Bethlehem star shining long ago marked a journey's end, we search for light that will help us know that peace will grow and no one's a foe, and each soul we meet is a friend. We are one light shining together, one light held high, one light whenever we gather, one people, one union, one light. It starts with a single flame on the first notes of silent night. One by one, each candle is lit, igniting a heavenly light. People united, singing soft and low, with candles high in the air. Voices of nations join and grow, a midnight glow when time seems to slow, a moment of peace like a prayer. We are one light shining together, one light held high, one light whenever we gather, one people, one union, one light. One people, one union, one light.
So beautiful. Thank you so much. Wow. So, one people, one union, one light. Thank you guys. Wow. So, today we talk about cultivating light. And when we think about the light, of course, this is the time, as I was saying in the meditation, that is the shortest. In fact, tomorrow is the winter solstice, which in the northern hemisphere marks the shortest day of the year, which means the longest night of the year. And so many traditions across, all of the history of religious traditions, you have some sort of ceremony involving light that helps honor the fact that, yes, this is the longest night. This is the season of the longest, darkest time. And so to have ceremonies that involve light is to remain hopeful that even though at this moment we are in our longest night, there is light. And so the celebration of light brings the awareness that, there is light, that the truth is that the light is coming, and kind of, I guess, brings people out of the funk that they might be in because they're missing all that sunlight, and because that's a real thing too, right? So, in fact, in The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes said, thought which is built upon a realization of the divine presence has the power to neutralize negative thought, to erase it, just as light has the power to overcome darkness. Not by combating darkness, but by exactly what it is, light. And the light shineth in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. Ernest Holmes, Science of Mind. So the idea is that even though we are confronted with a reality that tells us darkness is a thing, we also know the truth that light overcomes darkness. And that beautiful phrase, not by fighting it. Doesn't have to fight it. Just has to be light. Light on its own overcomes darkness. It's because physics, right? And so when we remember that, we remember our nature of who we really are. We know that we might go through these dark nights of the soul, as it were. But even in the depth of our darkness, even in the depth of what seems to be incomprehensible pain or grief or sadness or some sort of disharmony, we know that God is, that light is, that it has never gone from us, it shall never leave us, and that light can overcome the darkness no matter how deep it is. And so that is a beautiful thing to remember and a wonderful thing to celebrate this time of year. So how do we celebrate light exactly? Well, of course, we cultivate the light in ourselves, and we use ceremony to demonstrate or to represent the light that is within ourselves. And I, even as a little child growing up in the Baptist church, well, to be honest, I'm not sure which church it was because I went to 3 churches as a child. I went to the Methodist church on Sundays. I practiced and sang in a Baptist church just because the choir, right? You have to do that. But I was raised Catholic. So it's something along the way we sang This Little Light of Mine. It's probably Baptist, but I can't be sure. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And this was the idea that each of us has within ourselves a light that we can let shine, or, as also is my case, being a hyper child who, you've met me, I have a little extra energy. I probably got in line twice when God was handing out energy. I kind of wrapped back to the back of the line and got 2 doses because I'm a lot. And some people would so-called put a bushel over the light or tell me to kind of tamp it down. And as I grow and move and have awarenesses in this teaching, I learn this light is supposed to shine bright. And that when I shine my light, you too shine yours. In fact, we share this amongst each other. That's what those rituals are, though. Every culture has them. If you think about this. Now, okay, so I have some notes about the light. You have Christmas, which are, we have a lot of Christmas lights. Have you been outside lately? I know one of our group members said that there's a house in her neighborhood and they've got a whole light ceremony going on. And if you turn to a certain FM channel, it's coordinated. So the music goes with the lights. I mean, that takes Christmas lights to the next level. I like it. I like it a lot. So Christmas is known for its lights. Hanukkah has the candles that they light. And I know that last year when we were in person at church, we did a sort of, we walked through, we had a slideshow of all the different ways the different cultures celebrate light this time of year. And we talked about Hanukkah and how the menorah, you light 1 candle each day. And that celebrated, that represented the everlasting light. There's a story behind it and everything. That's really cool. We have Diwali, which I'm not that familiar with, but some of you who are, you could either type it in the chat or you can contribute to this talk any way you like. And then Kwanzaa. Of course, Kwanzaa, the new-ish African American tradition that involves candles. Each candle stands for a quality of that African Americans that we as a culture are trying to cultivate in our own. And so for each day of Kwanzaa, we light a candle. And then there's Santa Lucia Day, which is another one that I'm not as intimately familiar with, but I'm sure that in our community we have experience with that. The list does go on. There are plenty of traditions, and I know they're so-called pagan, I don't like that term, that use light to celebrate this time of the year, this time where the night is the longest, the day is the shortest, but one shall not lose hope, shall not lose faith in the fact that the light will return and all is well. So when we talk about light, we also have to talk about the darkness, because that is, that's the polarity that we work with as humans. And isn't it true that sometimes we don't really appreciate the great things unless we have some contrast in our lives? For example, if you grew up and you only knew sunny days, then would you really appreciate a sunny day? How about if you grew up in a place where sunny days came once every 2 years? Well, then the sunny days would be like, woo. If rain was all you had, then the sun looks great. So you need that polarity to help you understand, help you be grateful for both sides. We talked a couple of weeks ago about the shadow self, how instead of just pushing it away, we embrace that side of ourselves because that's part of our path. And then instead of shunning it, the shadow self can help us illumine those parts of our lives in which we can bring more light. That is the goal. That in our spiritual teaching, we're trying to integrate all parts of ourselves so we can have a fuller, more present experience and thereby evolve our souls. That is the goal. That's why we're here, to evolve our souls. And so when we think about it, the darkness, we couldn't know dark without the contrast of light. And in creation, you have a full cycle, right? In fact, in the Bible, you'll find in Genesis, right? God created the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning the first day. So it's kind of, if you're not going to take that literally, right, then definitely understand that when we so-called something good, we call that one thing. And then for something so-called bad, we call that another thing. And then it does not happen and polarity shifts immediately. You have evening. You have those times that are moving toward darkness. And then you have morning, which is something moving toward light. And so in our lives, there's polarity. We do have those times where we're feeling great and we're feeling awful. You don't just jump, typically. If you notice, you pay attention to your being, you'll notice that there's a tide to this and that it starts moving that way. And you could start to really feel, if you live your inner life as big as we live our outer lives, we can understand when those tides are coming. And we can start to be grateful for each and every moment, because every moment is a miracle. It's a miracle that we get to be here. We get to experience that range of emotions. And that gratitude helps us to experience the miracle that is life as it unfolds every day. Or you could just complain, right? Life sucks. That's a choice too. That's a choice. But don't blame me if I don't call you as much. I'm just saying. Now, cultivating light. How do we cultivate our inner light? Well, I know that many of us would love to be Gandhi or Maya Angelou or Mother Teresa in our ability to cultivate the light. And these are serious way showers. These are bodhisattvas, the enlightened ones who didn't just move on to enlightenment, but they stood at the door and they held the door open and showed us the way. Those are the great truth, the way showers. Jesus was another one, and you can come up with a list. Muhammad, Buddha, the ones who cultivate their light so fully that they're an example to the rest of us on how we can do that. And now, again, we don't expect to just jump into their shoes. I know that for me, it's all about baby steps. It's baby steps. So the light, you have a light inside of you, and depending where you are in your spiritual development, you either have a flickering flame or a full-on blaze happening, right? And it depends on where you are, and then even it depends on and the tide that's shifting from your feelings from negative to positive. It depends. That flicker might just be about to go out, or it might be a roaring flame. But that is what we're trying to cultivate within ourselves. And how do we express it? How do we cultivate this life? We express it through our thoughts, through our actions, and through our effect in the world. Our behavior causes a ripple effect. So, in fact, how do you grow the light inside of you? First, have fun. Have fun. Wake up in the morning and try to figure out, what can I do that'll be fun? And because something about enjoying your life is contagious. People who come around you kind of wonder, what secret does she have? What's he on? I want some of that, right? Have some fun in your life. Laugh and find the joy in things. And then live your soul's purpose. Now, next week we'll talk about the soul a little bit more, but the soul is magical. There's something inside that has been born into us. And we didn't go shopping for it. It didn't come in an Amazon box, okay? There's something inside our souls that lights up when certain things happen. And so I want everyone here to just pay attention. Pay attention to when your soul kind of says, yes, I got this. I want to do that. And for me, I know for years, what I used was to tell me what I wanted to do. I would use my envy to indicate what I want. And I couldn't, I'm born and raised in America, so lots of people are coming in and out of my life. And I compared, even in high school, comparing myself to other people and wanting what they have, not in a jealous way. I don't want the thing they have. That's jealousy. I, out of envy, noticed what I was envious of, and then I went for it. And I had some friends, I'm in like 10th grade at the time, and I had some friends that were all going to this one class. I was like, what class is that? Well, it was a programming class. And I was like, oh, I'm so jealous or envious. At the time, I thought I was jealous. I wish I could go to that class, but it's for seniors. I can't go. And then we moved to California, and my mother put me in one of those night classes that was programming. And I was like, yeah, I could be like them. I followed what it was that I was envious or I wanted to be like. And then that's what kind of told me where my passion was. And there are plenty of things that were happening around me. I was not envious at all. There were people doing stuff. I was like, good luck. My sister, a beautiful nurse. I do not want to be in a hospital unless I have to be in a hospital. God bless her. She goes every day on purpose. So this is her thing. She saw nurses and felt like, oh, I wish I could do that. So what is it that you see in your life that you say, oh, I wish I could do that? Now, and I want you to stop before you go, but just stop it, right? And we're going to get off our butts. See what I did there? And we're going to I wish I could do that, and I bet I can do that. And just now follow the little breadcrumbs, the little golden nuggets of inspiration that are going to come because of your interest, because of your soul. Your soul is calling to you, telling you, I want that. That's what we're here for. Let's go do that. The opposite is true as well. If you just like, oh Lord, here we go. Don't do that thing. If every part of your being is like, So, and for me, I want to tell you, here's how you know the difference between I really want that, but it's hard to get. That doesn't mean not try for it. I mean, if you really want it and it's hard, do it anyway, suck it up, buttercup. But if you look at something and you're kind of just your energy goes down and the only reason you're going to do it is because other people want you to do it, stop. That's your soul asking you to please stop and go in a different direction. And those other people are just going to have to get over it. Yeah, because what we're here to do is honor our soul, because we can let our light shine brighter as we enter into that thing that we want to do, even if it's a little hard. You want to do it, that's going to provide you the energy. And then you're going to just keep adding kindling to this fire, and you're going to have this roaring flame. And then Spirit has a habit of supporting you when you're doing what you're supposed to do. Doors will fly open. People will ask you to do the thing. And it'll start to happen, and it's going to be right for you. And you'll keep getting that confirmation that, yes, you're on the right path. Yes, you're doing it right. Yes, keep going. And then you get it. The flame gets bigger and bigger. And then it's a contagious flame. I don't have an analogy for that, but it's roaring flame, and it's contagious. And then be of service with this energy. Once you feel like you know what you're supposed to be doing, and then you pursue it and get off your butts and pursue that with the passion, and you're influing and you're adding to the flame. Then the last step on this whole 3-step journey is to give this talent, give it back. Where do people need you? And then you give it. You know what I'm talking about. I can't know for you. And I know for me that this whole little technology thing that I'm on, every time I'm doing it for business, I also turn around and do it for fun and give it away, because it's dying to get through. This is what Spirit's doing through me, and I'm happy doing it. So what are you guys, what is it that's dying to come forth in you? It's just burning through you. What can't wait to come through? Is it that book you have to write? Is it that sermon on a big stage you have to give? What is that? What thing? I can't wait to see it, because it is involving itself as you right now, and it can't wait to burst forth. So let's do a little bit of a ceremony to celebrate this and cultivate this light in each and every one of us. And I hope you brought your candle with you. In fact, I'm going to keep my candle in the frame. So let's do that. And then, pardon me while I pull up my little notes. So thank you, Tamara, for sending me this, because I really love it. And it's a note on like how to get together, how to get this candle situation in a good ceremony for your life. And this link that she sent me, I'm happy to share it with you later, you guys. It starts out talking about, on top of the winter solstice this year, Jupiter and Saturn are in conjunction. Their closest alignment in 800 years is happening right now. In fact, it's going to happen tomorrow. And throughout the month of December, you'll still be able to see it. You don't even need a really, really strong telescope. You just need really, really good binoculars. And point it at the right place in the sky. And what happens is Jupiter and Saturn, 2 planets very bright in the sky, they're aligned so close together that it looks like one big old star. And so the theory is, possibly true, maybe not true though, that this is the North Star that the wise men used to get to Bethlehem. Now I know there weren't really 3 wise men. We just made that up for Christmas stories. But I don't know how many wise men there are. Maybe there were some women too. Who knows? And who knows that it really happened at that time. I love the idea, though, that right here, right now, the solstice and this tumultuous year that has been crazy, we also have the alignment of Jupiter and Saturn. How exciting is that? So we're going to use this time as a way to recenter, reflect, and reconnect. Now, I know that some of these rituals are also used at the beginning of the new year, but there's been no better time to do this kind of ritual because of the alignment. So let's settle in And we're going to be doing, okay, so get your light. You need a couple things. You need 2 matches. I have matches. I don't have my little automatic fire starter. And get a notepad or a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. Just have those things near you. So I've got my pencil. I got a sticky note somewhere. Because here's what we're going to do. Now the first time we light this candle, we are going to be watching the flame dance. And then as the flame dances around, we're going to reflect on the past year and what you want to get out of it. I'm kind of reading this ahead. I'll still go through it slow, but this is what you plan to do. Then after you reflect on the year, the past year, and what you want to let go of, then we blow out the candle. Then we'll take a moment to sit in the darkness. Now, I don't sit in darkness because then you won't be able to see my face. But I want you to sit in darkness as much as you can. Think about freeing up your own inner darkness. And then anything that you have, self-limiting thoughts, any toxic people, any road that you don't want to go down anymore, that's what's in the darkness. And then we're going to light another candle when we're ready. And then we're going to set our intention for the next year. That is what we're doing. So I'll walk you through it nice and slow. I just wanted to give you an overview. So let's center together and just say to ourselves, I am the light. Good. Now open your eyes and light the candle. And then watch the flame flicker. This flame is everything that happened in 2020. Okay, in your reflection, what of this last year would you like to let go of? Okay, if you have an idea of what that is, go ahead and blow out your candle. Sit in the darkness. Think about freeing up your own inner darkness. Any self-limiting thoughts? Any bad feelings? Irrational fear? Toxic people? Good. Now leave that in the darkness. I want you to light your candle again. And this time we're going to, as the candle is lit, as the candle flickers, we're now thinking about our future ahead. Pay attention to your thoughts. And if anything good comes, write them down. These will be your goals for 2021. Intentions. Great. Take some notes of what you saw for yourself and just give thanks to all that has been and for all that is yet to be. And go ahead and blow out your candle. Or leave it lit, but I'm blowing mine out because it's fire. So with that ceremony, we simply go within, knowing that within each and every one of us, that flame continues to burn. This is the flame of the divine. As it moves in and through and as us, it shall never, ever go out. At times, we may need to breathe into the flame to allow it to grow. We allow this flame within us to connect to the other flames that are each of us, knowing that together we create this beautiful, emblazoned, powerful light that lights up the world, because we are all one with this divine power. We are one with the universal spirit. It is moving and having its being through us and as each and every one of us are individually blessed with our individual capacities and strengths and gifts. We together offer such an amazing gift to the planet. As a small community that is ever growing, I speak my word that right here and right now, this is a healing group, a healing and powerful intention is being set right now. That we bring the light that we cultivate here, we bring it out into the world, and we inspire change. We inspire growth. We inspire more love wherever we go. And simply by being who we really are, we unlock that potential in others. So I speak my word for anyone going through any darkness, whether that be sorrow, grief, pain, anything that looks like dis-ease. I speak my word that they're right there, right where they are, is God, is the light, the power, the love of God. It is making itself known even now through these times, because God is in the darkness. God is in the light. God is all that is. Cannot be separate from its creation. It is in and through and as all the fabric of life. And as we build our compassion and our empathy and our strength in our own light, we encourage and provide the foundation for others to also grow in their light. We turn away from any circumstance or experience that is not for the greatest good. Without bypassing it, we simply allow it and we shine light, allowing the lessons of any negative experience to help us grow in ways that we didn't even know we needed. We cultivate gratitude even in times of sorrow or even in times of so-called negativity, because we know that everything is unfolding for the highest good, so we're in gratitude for that good, even amidst times of turmoil. And as we do this, we cultivate this power to keep doing it, and we get stronger as a group, as individuals in this group. And I know that all is well. Even those that love us from the other side of the veil, whether it's Mama Lee or Monty and whoever else is looking upon this time right now, we know that they're right here with us, loving us in another energy that is just as real. I am grateful for this knowingness. I'm grateful to have been given the opportunity to speak these words into the law. For I know that Spirit always says yes. And so I smile and I'm grateful that this has already happened in Spirit. And I await with just gleeful anticipation. Can't wait for it to unfold right in front of me. And I say thank you now, because I know it has already been done. release my word into the law, and I simply say, and so it is. Amen. All right, so Dan and Aaron are going to bless us again with their beautiful light.
This is a Christmas song Dan wrote, and the last song was a song that Dan and Roger Tomei wrote together. So it's fun to have a reason to sing our Christmas songs.
Snow hangs like a veil,
Whispers to the moon,
clouds appear in the air.
puff at every word.
I remember this feeling from when I was small.
A season of hope, the meaning of it all.
A time of rebirth,
Peace on earth,
the spirit
of Christmas.
So breathe it in, there's more than enough. The source in our world is pure love. It's in everything and all of us. It's everywhere, it's in the air at Christmas. More meaning than meets the eye.
A reawakening,
Rebirth of the love inside.
of you and me.
I remember this feeling from when I was small.
A season of hope, meaning of it all.
A time of rebirth,
Peace on earth,
the spirit of Christmas. So breathe it in, there's more than enough. The source in our world is pure love. It's in everything and all of us. It's everywhere, it's in the air at Christmas.
hallelujah.
Woo! I've got to put up some sort of clapping like background. It was amazing. Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so our announcements, time for announcements. And I think I'm willing to do the Tuesday this week since it's a holiday week. I'm willing to do the dream study. Reverend Sunday, are you going to be doing the... Yes? Okay, so meditation is also on. So we will see you this week. Now, there's something else. There's they're at Mile High Church, they're having a couple ceremonies of candle lighting ceremonies. So we'll be reaching out letting you guys know which one of the ones that CSL Leesburg will be attending, and after we'll talk about it at Pearl's time in the Google Meet room to figure out when we can all go on as a community and participate and watch their candlelight ceremony. I think it's on Wednesday at 3 different times. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's it. You guys, are you ready to do your closing affirmation? All right. I'm ready too. All right. This time, let's say light. Okay. So close your eyes and put your hand over your heart and say, I am light. And then open up your eyes and look around to somebody in the room and say, you are light. And then raise your hands up and say, it's all light. And so it is. I will see you online at the Google Meet room if you're willing to join us. If not, please have a wonderful and safe Christmas holiday. I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.